What's good, beautiful people? It's your man over Mustang, and you're tuning into Aura-Genz, your friendly local hub podcast show. Today, we got an epic interview lineup that's going to light your world on fire. We're diving deep into the heart of music, culture, and creativity. With guests who's about to drop some serious knowledge, promoting their work and other amazing underground artists, spamming dramas from rock to hip hop and beyond. Get ready to vibe with us because we're about to bring the energy, celebrate black excellence in the soul of music. Get hype. It's about to go down. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Yo, what's cracking? My name is Michael D'Angelo. I'm a rapper from the Bay Area, Hayward, California, to be real specific. You know what I mean?
Shout out to you. And tell us a little bit about yourself. How this, journey for you all started.
Really just, I'm sure like most artists, I grew up in a household where music was kind of a main focus and everything. Started writing poetry. I did like the little freestyles in high school, and it wasn't really until a couple years after that that I found like I guess my groove. I started working with some other cats that like to make music too. We'll go to their studio or whatnot here in Oakland, San Jose, a bunch of places really, but mainly Oakland. Soaked up a bunch of game and just kind of stay consistent. Um, but yeah, that's really it's really how I got started. Real simple. Just kind of one thing led to another.
Shout out to you. And do you always know that music was something that you wanted to take serious, or was there other mediums in the mix?
Um, that's an interesting ass question. Like yes and no. I
Mm,
remember writing. It was definitely poetry because it wasn't like 16 bar structure and a hook or nothing like that, but they were like loose words that would go together with how I was feeling. And the way that I was writing it was definitely in a everyone is going to be reading or reciting this type situation. But I've also always really had the same type of admiration and love for film as well, um,
mm,
as a strong creative or just a strong creative way of expressing yourself. I love movies. I could talk about movies for as long as I can talk about music, maybe even longer. I probably watch more movies than I listen to music. So whether it be writing or actually directing a film, that is a passion of mine that I got to check off before I check out of this world. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm. And when you say you be watching more movies than listening to music, are you saying as like the new movies that's coming out compared to like the new music, or is it in general sense?
Almost like in a general sense for me, and I think for
Okay.
most people music is passive. You know, you're listening to it in a car, you're with your family, you're with your significant other. Yeah, there are times where you may, like for me, currency just dropped, I'm actively going out to slap that, whether it is in the car or whatever, but I actively went to go look at that. Most times you're going
Mm,
to a place and so you put on some music, you bringing a shorty over, so you put on some music, you know what I mean, whether it be records, whatever have you.
mm,
Movies, though, you actively going to Netflix, Amazon, HBO Max, you actively going to the theater, paying money, getting a seat to watch that. So it is a more involved situation. So to really answer your question, so it's not a newer movie, up against a older one, or even with music. It just depends on my vibe. I like old
mm,
movies too. Me and my wife, we watch old movies all the time, really to put her on to some shit like, what you mean you never seen such and such? All right, boom, we got to watch that. But I love going to the theaters and being in that environment of the big speakers and the big screen and getting engulfed in whatever story they trying to tell. I just seen The Accountant, bro. That shit was lit. You know what I mean? The
mm.
sound in there it gets you. And then when the movie's over, you be like, oh shit, like that was like a nice little roller coaster for 2 hours, and then you boom and you move on. Like for me, it's like I said, it's probably more movies. The what I'm seeking out more is probably more movies.
Mm.
The For music, as I'm intaking it, is more of a passive thing.
Okay. No, I respect that. Okay. And when you have well, a couple things I'm curious about. One, when it comes to films that you enjoy watching, what genres of films do you mostly indulge in? And the second part of that question is, what is your favorite platform to go to, find movies to, binge watch?
Okay. So your first question, I wouldn't even say it's a guilty pleasure because I could give a fuck, bro. I like romantic comedies. Them shits is easy to
Mm,
digest. They're like an hour 30. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a very long commitment time. And if you find what's his name, Matthew McConaughey or some shit like that, they just it's kind of formulaic. It's just real simple. When you need kind of just to distract yourself, or at least for me as well, put something on like that. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, some shit like that. A romantic comedy, real simple, real easy to digest. I don't really have a favorite genre. I'm up for most movies except for like straight up romances, like your what's it called? Lake House, sort of the one where at the end they both got Alzheimer's. What the fuck is that shit called? It don't matter. Is this like too lovey dovey? I ain't really with all that.
Yeah.
I ain't really with all that. But
Okay.
we got some laughs. We got some guy meets girl. Guy does something wrong. They break up. Guy gets back with girl type shit. I fuck with that. Gangster movies. Godfather Part Two is probably like up there for me. Although I did just watch Casino, and that movie was I had never seen it before, and it was very in depth on what's his name, Martin Scorsese. So all of them really, bro. But if I had to pick, if I'm just trying to really pass some time, like maybe a quick action movie, romantic comedy, something like that.
I respect that.
Mm.
Okay. And when it comes
But,
to like your favorite
but
platform,
before we go on that though, what type of movies you be fucking with though?
me personally,
Yeah.
uh, let me see. When it comes to like like late 90s and like early 2000 films, especially when it comes to like horror, thriller, action, I'm a big fan of those type of movies.
Okay.
Uh, but new movies of late that have been good. I haven't really been tuning into movies that much. I've been tuning into more TV shows, but movie of late that have been really impressive. I did enjoy Sinners.
I fuck with
It
that
was the
too. Yeah.
fresh take. It was a fresh take to see from like a mainstream media to showcase a movie, especially like vampires of late. Like I was not nobody, no offense to anybody that loved Twilight, but to me, Twilight was the most disrespectful shit you could ever do to vampires.
I've never. I mean, I'm aware of the sparkling and I've never seen Twilight, but I know that the vitriol people be talking about that. Yeah, it seems like they
Mm,
fuck shit up for vampires. Like for me, it go
mm,
Wesley Snipes. You feel me? And then that's the last really vampire thing I have really watched with any consistency. But no, you're right. Sinners was on another level. Uh, what's your name? Ryan Coogler. He's from the Bay, and just
mm,
the way that he put that together, it was familiar, but at the same time different too. Because yeah, some of them tropes are in other vampire movies or whatnot, but the way that them niggas was out there, fucking, they was dancing like it was on. You got served or something just to get them niggas to come out there. It was weird.
mm.
Yeah, but no, I
I
fucks with it.
definitely agree.
I
I
fucks with it.
definitely agree.
But no,
Um,
you had said what my favorite streaming site is though. It gotta be it gotta be Amazon Prime only because the X-ray. Like if you press pause on there, it'll tell you the actors, the director, the dude who wrote it. If there's a song in that scene, it'll tell you that song. Like it's top tier if you try to find like other little nitpicky knowledge
mm,
about whatever you're watching. I think that's dope, and every streaming site should do it and shit. But it's only because Bezos got all of our information anyway, so that's why he can connect all them dots. But yeah, Amazon Prime just for that alone. But for the content though, it got to be. I think they changing their name again. HBO Max now. It was Max before, and it was HBO Max before that. So they weird, but HBO Max, whatever
mm.
you want to call it, for the movies and the TV shows they got on there, that's just off the chain.
For HBO Max.
Yeah, HBO Max. It's like top tier for the
Okay.
content. Yeah,
Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
yeah.
Okay, shout out to you. And my last question when it comes to the films, for somebody that is interested to indulge into it one day, I'm curious what would be your first if you would have to pick? What type of film would you indulge in if you could direct it?
It would be kind of like a hood epic. You know what I mean? Like almost like a not Friday. It'd be Friday, but not like as funny and everything. There'd be humor in it, but it'd be
Mm,
more serious or whatnot. I don't know if you ever seen like the movie Dope or
mm.
I don't know. It would just be on some like regular everyday life shit. That's what because it would be easiest to make. I ain't trying to do the big budget explosions. That would be dope. That would be dope to get there. It's like yeah, nigga, I
Okay.
got Denzel Washington hanging from a skyscraper. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about that
Mm,
right now. But yeah, it'd be some low budget like hood epic, hood odyssey type shit where we going from one place to another, a little small group of characters with some humor on some everyday life shit with some heart though.
I respect that. And how far will you go, into, you know, directing a film? Like, will you also participate acting as well, portraying a
I'd,
character?
I'd be up for that. As because like doing rap is so front facing and everything, I'm kind of an introvert, you know, but having to do things like this, interviews, talking to people, showing up, shows, blah blah blah, going to studio sessions with motherfuckers you don't even know. Uh, The idea of, even though the director is kind of has his hands and everything, the idea of being behind the camera and not being the front face sounds super dope to
Mm,
me. Though, like I said, I would be up for being in a scene or whatever, or being the lead for a film if it made sense.
okay. And bringing this back to you, so I personally got to know you a bit as an artist, a bit of social media persona as well. Get to know a bit of your passion with it, directing a film and acting as well. I'm curious, what other skill sets that you would like to promote that we haven't, got the chance to know.
Um, Other skill sets, like I'm a talented ass guy, bro. I mean, you know, I'm good at
Mm,
a lot of different
like
things.
you produce.
I do produce. I'm doing a lot of it. Let me say that correctly. I do less of it as of frequently
Mm,
because I did want to focus just more on rapping and the, not that that isn't creative, but the just putting it all together. The recent project that I released, Chopsticks, is the first project I did with just one producer. They made most of the beats, and I did come through and I did like some hi hats on some of this and some drums on all that. But for the most part, what I'm trying to do, like moving forward, is traditionally what rappers do is like somebody just send them a beat and they rap on it. But yeah, earlier in my other projects, it was, I would say it's 50-50. I would produce a whole song on there, a few songs on the projects, or like I said, do a few sounds, collab with a producer, go from there. I do like that aspect, but for me and me creatively, and I don't know if other people got this issue, but once I'm hearing the beat over and over and over and over and over and over again, it starts to get hard to write too. So that's why I would like to handle
mm,
less of my production. So I just like, oh, boom, you send me the beat and go. I'm working on like a full length project right now called "If I Told You the Truth, You'd Probably Hate Me," and again, I'm working with this other producer. It's a few other producers with their hands in the basket too, but we're all collabing on it, putting the project together, ideas and everything like that. And so I'm just chilling, bro. Like I think the only thing I did on this project, because I told him to switch like the bass line, and he didn't really like understand what I was saying, and so I just like played it like this. But I didn't even touch the keys, so I can't
mm,
consider that as producing. Um, Directed music videos, I've done that before. Most of my music videos, they've been with the same dude, 25/8 Films. And the way that we attack the projects are, I write like a little screenplay, I guess, a shot list, and we just go from there. I tell them my vision, and we hit it like that. So my most recent video, How I Met Your Mother, I came up with the idea of I wanted to be spinning basically like my idea was like from NBA Media Day, like how they be up
mm,
there with the basketball and they spinning around and shit. And I was like, okay, I want to do something like that, but also I want like this woman to be creating, like, to build a nigga basically. I want her to do, instead of build a bear, she build
mm,
a nigga. And so that was the idea. I told him that, and we kind of connected. And it was, I think you need to buy this. I think we need to do this. Different outfits. Boom. So like I said, talents. I mean, not to toot my own horn. Like I have my hands on a lot of different stuff in my career. Even like the marketing, how you came across me. Like I'm running the ad campaign on that. Uh, I got my clothing line
mm.
that we getting together. I'm gonna have a drop here soon. I would say by mid this not mid December, mid August. I'm gonna have that shit out. Maybe even a little bit further. We getting the t-shirts and everything together now. But in this business, it helps to have multiple side hustles. You know what I mean, so that you can keep stuff going. I be gaming
Mm.
too, dog. I be gaming too, streaming on there.
Oh, for real? Were you streaming on Twitch?
Yeah, I stream on Twitch. It's not like even something that I be promoting hella heavy. I posted it a few times in my story, but yeah, me and my homies on the Xbox, we be hopping on GTA. We do shit on there. We do Red Dead Redemption. And then solo, right now I'm playing Indiana Jones, so I'll just be streaming that online. And if you
Mm,
catch on, like it's cool, it's lit. I post some of them on like a different Instagram and TikTok I got, but yeah, it's like I would say more so a hobby right now, just a little twist, just some shit to do for fun.
mm. I get it. It's a hustle, especially if you could get that money on the streaming platform. Shit, I be seeing the streamers are living more comfortably than rappers.
Man, bro, and like I be having like maybe at max I've had like 5 people at a time watching me. I'm not doing major numbers and shit like that, but I've seen
Mm,
it incrementally go up because before it was nobody watching me, and then it was just like one
mm,
person. Then it was like I said, I average about like 5 people, and I stream anytime I play the video game, so it's pretty sporadic. I'm not doing on a schedule, but yeah, you right. Like Kai said, now the
shout out.
Black Boy Max, like them fools, they get money, man. Like off
Mm.
just doing regular everyday shit like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was surprised when T-Pain said that he made more money streaming than making music, and I was like, how the fuck?
It's
Half a
them
bottle of
splits.
cheese?
So you said the boots with the fur, bro?
Real
Shit,
shit.
yeah. And man, it's them splits, bro. Like how Spotify, Apple Music, how they be breaking down how they pay us, depending
Mm,
on what the number is. Yeah, you may not make a gang of money from that. You might make more off of getting like a sync placement for your music than it just being out, uh, or like you said, doing streaming other things and putting your song in the stream might be more lucrative.
mm. So what is more profitable to sell your music, I guess, like CDs, merch, or something?
Hard, like Russ said best, the hard ticket sales are probably
Mm,
the best because as long as you're not astronomical, I got Kendrick Lamar tickets in Vegas at the end of this month because it was cheaper to go see him in Vegas than it was to see him here in San Francisco. But them tickets are still like a grip, bro. Like
mm,
it ain't cheap, and even if you want to sit up in the nosebleeds, them bitches still ain't it ain't cheap or whatnot. But yeah, to sell hard tickets, that's where the artist is making their money because the streaming, depending on your label and the split deal and blah blah blah, you may get more piece of the pie. But if you are an average rapper like myself, like yeah, you getting some regular ass shit, a few points on the penny or whatnot. But your real money is gonna come from merch. I don't know if people are really selling CDs for people to actually listen to more, or just like a nostalgia or to have quality. But yeah, merch, CDs, T-shirts, bracelets, fucking chairs. Niggas are selling anything now because yeah, you gotta get the money. You know
mm.
what I mean?
That's real shit. And when it comes to your merch lineup, what you plan on offering? Um, would it be just t-shirts or would it be like, some fits, some accessories?
Right now, we're gonna start off with the t-shirts and some stickers. I have, if I already had it out, I'd be able to show you. We're in my studio right now, and I think they're like tucked away under some equipment there in the back. But I'm selling. Yeah, it's gonna be the chopsticks merch, and then I'm also gonna be selling merch from a previous project called Mama There Goes That Man. And I think that merch is actually low key my favorite out of the two, just the design and everything, because I took all the song
Mm,
titles and broke them down into symbols pretty much. Like one of the song titles is Talk Around Town, so it's two like cans with a wire on it in San Francisco, like imposed in the background, but they're drawn like animated or whatnot, and so they're all
mm,
on the shirt in a circle. So it's a really hard design. One of my best like ideas, if I had to be honest or whatnot. So I'm excited to get those out there. Need to shoot a commercial for it. Uh, I got some ideas that might kind of break us from the mold, but yeah, that's what I got lined up right now. But like I said, I don't have like a hard date.
okay. So you get into some merchandise. You got you're a musician. Pretty you do some producing, but you lean back on that. You have some interest to dive into some film directing. Do you play any instruments?
Yeah, technically, technically, am I good at it? Nah, man. I wouldn't consider myself like good at it. I can play music by ear on the piano. It takes me
Okay.
a while. I can figure out the notes, and that's how I really produce is off of the sound. I can't read music. When I say that, I feel like I sound like Nick Cannon from Drumline. But yeah, I can't read the music, but I can fuck around and I'll play them bitches. So I guess
Mm,
like the piano. I have a piano in my room. I've had that shit since like high school. My mama got it for me, and I labeled like the notes on it, and that's how I just kind of fucked around and found out that I could do that. At some point, I should sit down and learn, but I haven't, and I probably won't. I would like to learn the guitar. I think that'd be cool. There, that and the piano are kind of similar, so I don't feel like it would be a big leap for me. But with that, I'd like to learn the actual notes and shit. So besides that, and a beat machine, my guy,
mm.
I don't play no fucking instruments. Yeah, I can sequence some shit up for you though. Man, my drums be hitting, my hi
Okay.
hats be busting, nigga. Like,
Mm. No, I respect that. Okay, okay. And when it comes to let me see. Uh, damn, I just had a question in my head, but I got a brain for it. But I'm gonna hit you with this one. When it comes to like marketing and promotion, what's your strategy around that?
be McDonald's, be
Be like
Nike,
McDonald's?
be McDonald's, be Nike. Those are the two that are
Mm,
always in the back of my head. I don't even like McDonald's, nigga. I haven't eaten McDonald's since this light skinned bitch, you know what I'm saying, made me eat a fucking chicken nugget because we was finna go drinking. And so I was
mm,
like, fine, give me a few chicken nuggets. And that was
mm,
hella long ago. Like, but you are aware that so and so got a new meal with McDonald's. You know whether you eat it or not. You know that double cheeseburger still double cheeseburger, and you know they got them dollar drinks. Why? Because of the ads. Like you
mm,
see it on buses, you see it on at the game, you see it on TV, it's on streaming. You know what I mean? Niggas got McDonald's shirts. Ronald McDonald is one of the most recognizable motherfuckers on the planet. I don't know what the ranking is, but I bet if I were to go to Japan and be like, look, nigga, this Ronald McDonald, they gonna be like, hell yeah, that's Ronald McDonald.
mm,
They gonna know exactly who that is. Same with Nike. You see that motherfucking check? How many rappers got
mm,
different checks over stripes? All of this, like, but it's the marketing. They're everywhere with their shit. And so when it comes to marketing myself, that's my strategy is to be like McDonald's, be like Nike. If you see me in more places, eventually you can be like, who the fuck is this guy? You gonna check, you gonna look,
mm,
especially if the content look good, like Got That looks good, the song looks good, is attractive. Got That came out like almost a year ago now. And didn't pick up steam until I started running ads on it in October. And so from in that time to October to May is done astronomical numbers, and it's because of the marketing, the way that I have put that video in other places. I'm also being strategic with my targeting as well. Like I'm targeting people that like Currency, Larry June, Wiz Khalifa, other lifestyle rappers like that. I also got picked up by a few like lifestyle rapping pages and everything, but that was once you get a what's it called, proof of concept. Once you got
mm,
numbers on it and people see that, oh, this already has however many comments that you, because everyone's shit is different. Yours might be 5, someone else might be 500, but once they see, oh, this got a certain amount of comments, certain amount of likes, certain amount of shares, let me check this out. And then, oh, they like it and they post it themselves, and it just kind of takes a life on it. So I'm still pumping life into it. The song isn't as big as it could be. I'm running multiple ads or multiple songs right now. You never know what's going to catch up, but you got to put it out there like McDonald's do and let that shit run. If you got good content, you just got to keep putting it in front of people. And I can't even say that I came up with myself. That's from some nigga on Instagram called Jens the Guru, and
mm,
I work with him on a record, and I soaked up all his game, and I stole all of that knowledge and I used it a couple other times to see if it would work, but it really lightning in the bottle with got that, and I figured like out what he did with that. I was like, yeah, you do something good, you got a good song, you just keep putting it in front of new people every day, that content, that fresh content, and it's literally impossible for it not to do good.
I respect that.
Mm.
I respect that. And I just remember the question I want to ask you earlier. I was curious, how will you um, describe your style and sound, and what genre will you put it under?
It's like a new term. I don't even know if I really like it. But I mentioned it earlier. Lifestyle rap is I even follow this Instagram page, Cruise Control. That I don't want to say they coined it, but they just been saying it a lot of the time. I've heard Currency say it too. Uh, it's fucking. I'm not. I mean, it's like chilling type music. You know what I mean? You're smoking. I'm talking
Mm,
about getting money. I'm chilling with some females. I'm in a nice car. I'm doing everyday shit. I'm motivating. Low key, not even you. I'm motivating myself because you speak things into life, especially in this music shit. So what you talking about?
mm,
What you gonna attract? So to describe my style, I be talking shit, and it happens to rhyme. Um, I'm telling
I
stories,
fuck with that.
and I'm speaking into my own life about shit that I'd like to do, things that I have done, things that I am currently doing. Some of that is dark, some of that is gritty, but that's life. Some of that is sad, that's life. A lot of it is though we smooth, it's happy, we rolling weed, we smoking weed, we in the whip, we chilling today. Can worry about all that other bullshit another time. Um, so does that answer your question?
Yeah. No, I was fucking with your answer. That's a good one.
Okay, yeah,
Real
it's
street
like
show. It sounds like barber talk, to be honest.
I feel you, like that, but like from I'm not an old ass nigga. I'm like I'm with you,
Mm,
like this. Hey nigga, like if I could do this, you could do this.
mm.
If I could stack
Yeah,
my
by
money,
barber talk.
but
Yeah. Yeah, by barber
that's
talk, I would
therapy.
just talk about like the space that allow you to be, you with your guys, being open, talking,
Yeah, yeah, that therapy type
judge
shit.
free. Yeah.
Yeah, because I
I
be
respect that.
everything from sports. I'm big into sports too, so I be sneak dissing other teams and shit. But yeah, I'll be sneak dissing all the time. But no, that's the first time somebody's like really asked me something like that. But yeah, that's how I would put it, I guess. Yeah, smooth barber talk, but you can smoke in here, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I respect that. I respect that. And when it comes to expanding or exploring your style, what does that look like for you?
Ah, shit. My grandfather told me to always be the learner, so I am always intaking information. I have my sound locked in, but as far as expanding it, listening to other genres, which I do, my playlists are all over the place. Listening to other artists, but also experiencing life, going places. I just came back from Japan. Uh,
Oh
I'm
shit.
I'm going to Mexico in like a few months. Like you got to go out and live life, right? So to have these new experiences, these new foods, different places, different cultures and whatnot, you come back talking about different shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Rhyming words with yen now, and instead of just the U.S. dollar. You feel me? So you got if you expand your mind and shit like that. I think naturally your music should, expand as well. So different sounds, different beat patterns, different flows and shit like that. I'm always growing as an artist. I'm not done. Although my sound is, I feel pretty locked in.
Mm. And when it comes to traveling, experiencing different culture, underground music scenes, which of them been the most memorable experience for you?
Definitely Japan, and maybe
Mm.
that's recency biased. But they love black people out there. They love the culture. Saying I'm bald, but my my wife, she has like twists or dreads or whatever, and so we out there. They're like,
Mm.
"Ooh, I love your hair," blah blah blah. They looking at the way that I dress. They like the way that I dress, even though I think the way they dress was like off the chain. I was like, no, I need to get like you. Y'all motherfucking swagged out. Like this is just some
Mm.
regular American. This some regular American shit. Y'all got on some like saucy shit, but their affinity for hip hop is. And I ain't been to other places where they may love rap more and shit, but I can just only speak of Japan. Their affinity for hip hop was something else. The culture, maybe it's a little
Mm.
Jackie, maybe you know what I'm saying. Maybe it's a little voyeuristic, but it was genuine. The I'm trying actually actively to connect with Japanese artists to do collabs and everything because I want to go back and establish like a footprint out there. But just the music scene, I do know one artist out there. She's a singer. Like the music scene out there is great for hip hop. There's a club called Harlem
Mm.
down in Shinjuku in Tokyo and shit. Like the shit is popping in there. Like I gotta go back, bro. I definitely gotta go back. But that's something that I'm
Yeah,
really
that's my
trying to
fuck.
connect with. Yeah, bro. Look, and I be
Okay.
telling niggas like it sounds like a big thing to do. like this big out of this world thing to do. But traveling is now you got to save your money. Obviously, you got to get a visa. Obviously, but once you do that, bro, you can get up out of
Mm,
here. And once you see other cultures and how they just operate on a day to day, it'll make you come back to the States and just kind of change how you do things. Again, expand your
that's what's
mind.
up. That's what's up. Um, no, I definitely agree with you. Japan is definitely on my bucket list to travel. I definitely want to try their food. Um,
Awesome. Fucking
but
shit.
I am definitely curious in their talents. Uh, I know they would make a killing over here just promoting them. Um, but I am curious. One more question before we hit the halfway mark. What dish would you recommend for people to try in Japan
In
for
Japan?
first time of visit? Yeah.
Mm, that's hard, bro. Because you're gonna say just one dish, my nigga. Like,
All right, we could do the top three.
all right, perfect, perfect. Because the first one is gonna throw you off. It's gonna throw you off. You got to try Japanese pizza. Like, yeah, you can go to Japan
Japanese
for
pizza.
pizza, bro. You can go all the way to Japan for pizza, bro. And I
Mm,
tried, and there's a few spots I missed out because one of them might have been tried Japanese tacos, but we didn't get to go there. But the pizza is more like Italian style pizza with a lot more oil in it, so it's a little bit more floppy. It's not as starchy as like American shit, but the
mm,
flavor was out of this world, and they selling it with beer and wine and all this, that, and the other. It was great. We had like a little, I guess their version of like a combination and shit, but it was amazing. So that's one. Uh, the second is I, you gotta tap in with me, and I gotta send you the restaurant because I don't know the name, and even if
mm,
I do know the name, I couldn't pronounce it. But essentially, it's this like wagyu beef inside of a sandwich, but it's like chopped up and it has like this green shit sprinkled on it and like some mustard seed in there. And when I say sandwich, it's like a toasted sandwich pocket. You know what I mean?
mm.
Um, Served with like some very, very cold potatoes. So don't eat the potatoes, but it came with like two little pickles. I'm gonna send you a picture of it in the DM after, and you'll see. You can be
Okay.
like, oh, okay, I need that right there. And we the train systems in Japan are actually very good, but the train that day got us late, and so we missed it the first day. Like they stopped selling at 7:30, and it was 7:32 when we
Mm.
showed up. I was hot. I was walking sad than a motherfucker, and that's when we ended up on the pizza place. Not like my girl was like she was trying to make me happy, and I'm like head down. I was mad because we just took a train for 30 minutes just to miss this motherfucker.
Mm.
About 2 minutes.
And was
Uh,
that like a and how was that experience like for a culture to be so uh
on
what's
time,
the word I could put it?
punctual.
Uh I would say I would say their culture do a good job to coexist with the locals. So like the point like you have to even like something be on time to make it to a local store and buy one of them items. Like that's something that you have to consider. So I'm just curious like how was that, like did that change your perspective or
Like Americans don't give a fuck about other Americans. Like we don't care. I can give a fuck about your time. I don't give a fuck about your time, nigga. It's my time. We're so self centered, and it's
Mhm.
such a culture of and it sounds bad saying this, especially as a black man. It's a culture of servitude.
Mhm.
So they're like, I had to keep telling my girl, like, you don't put money, like, you don't hand them money in their hands to have a tray. And I was like, girl, stop. They don't want your fucking money. Stop handing them money. Put the money in the tray, and
Mhm.
they'll take it from there. Like, it's a culture of like giving you your fucking space and of meekness, and like that's not necessarily a bad thing. And they're not like that all the time because when you go out there nightlife, the niggas is showing out meek, like they in here getting
Mhm.
it in, But it was weird, kind of, because you have to change your mindset. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be less aggressive. Like when we first got into the country, like people in immigration, they were like trying to cut, and like I'm a nigga, bro. So I'm like I'm talking to these people, but they probably couldn't even understand what the fuck I'm saying, and I'm being aggressive, and I
Mhm.
should probably calm the fuck down. It's not that big of a deal, but you have to switch your mindset, or you just gonna get frustrated the whole time. You know what I mean? Being around them because they are, like I said, it's a completely different culture, and some people speak English or whatnot, but yeah, that store, like, or that restaurant, they close at 8. but they stopped serving people at 7:30. So it don't matter if you show up at 7:31. We done, son. Like that's it. And it was like that with a lot of things, and it made me when I go back, it made me realize and think that I need to allow more time here in the Bay Area, and much like I'm sure where you stay, like things are generally close to where you want to be. You can hop on the
Mm.
train real quick or hop in the whip real quick. The major city of San Francisco is like 30 minutes from me. No traffic. Real simple. I could be there in under an hour, parked wherever I need to be. In Japan,
Mm.
like it's not necessarily not like that. Their train system gets you there closer, but they're hard on that time, bro. If I say, hey, we gonna meet at noon, if you show up at 12:10, I'm not really stressing. 12:30, okay, I'm like, what the fuck going on, bro? But 12:10, who gives
Mm.
a fuck? There, bro, that shit is shut down. You didn't show up at noon. They let that last person in at 11:59. Actually, you weren't in line. Oh well, my guy. There were so many times where we were like rushing to places, niggas was sweating and shit because nah, we got to get there because at 3:30, that's a wrap. So it did
Mm.
make me realize I got to give myself more time. Also to slow down at the same time, which sounds counterproductive because the everything was so different and new and beautiful, and we was just like jetting every motherfucking place. But you got to slow down to really kind of take that in. And then people they walking because they gave themselves enough time to get to wherever they needed to be and shit. So that is like
Mm.
a mind change. But that was like the last time that we got to a place late was that food thing. It's after that I was like, okay, no, we gotta leave here, and we looking at the train, and it takes you a minute. The shit is in a completely different language, my nigga. The signs is different.
Mm.
All I know is anime Japanese. You feel me? Like I don't. I knew like 5 words I learned before we left. I learned five. I committed them to memory, and then like just shit from watching Dragon Ball Z in the 2000s, my nigga. So I'm out here struggling. But yeah, that's what I would do differently. Is I would definitely slow down a little bit and give myself more time. But you catch on after a while. But yeah,
Yep.
the third food though. I just feel like you gotta do it because you in Japan. Is you gotta have the sushi out there. You just kind of or some
Yep.
ramen or something. You gotta be ramen or sushi, and I would combine those together. I know that's kind of cheating, but you gotta have one of the national dishes. You gotta have one of the national dishes. We had like some smacking ass ramen. The thing is though, like the time change and being tired, like our appetite, and then like not smoking weed, like the my appetite was
Mm.
kind of fucked up like the first couple of days. You know what I mean? But the food out there is amazing, bro. You just gotta go. And I went on TikTok, nigga. I ain't gonna front you. I went on TikTok and was just looking up the places where it's like you should pull up, and we was hitting mad touristy spots and some like cutty shits too. You can just walk down the street and walk into a random noodle joint, cutlet joint, or whatever, or beer. We had sake shit, and they just serve you. That shit is it's off the chain, bro. Save your money and go. That's all I can say. Save your money and go.
Okay. One question that I am curious about, when you went to Japan, and since you like under their like, servers and everything, and I'm pretty sure you got a different algorithm when you posted on the Instagram and everything, or was it like the same?
The
Or do you
top.
notice any difference?
I didn't notice any when I posted because I didn't. I was like, out. I'm out the way. I was on my honeymoon actually. So
Mm.
excuse me. So I'm out the way. So I'm not really posting. The homies know to leave me the fuck alone. You know what I'm saying I'm on WhatsApp. You know what I'm saying. So I'm talking to them through that and my parents and whatnot. But I was like out the way. I did post on my story a few times, but I don't think I posted on Instagram until I got back into the States. But when I posted in my story, I was tagging the city that I was in, so I did notice, and I even retained some of those like followers from Japan, which was weird or interesting. Maybe is a better word than that. But to see that, yeah. But the only thing that was really different was the time change. They're 16 hours ahead, so it's shit. You're what like it's you said it was 3 hours ahead of me, so they
Yeah, I'm
probably
Eastern time. Well, you
so
Pacific Standard.
yeah. So they're 16 hours ahead of me. So I don't know how many hours ahead of you they would be. But when I was posting there, like in the nighttime, like it was morning here, like hella early in the morning here. And even when I was like hitting
Mm.
people back on WhatsApp, like it was I had to be careful of the time because I almost called one of my homegirls because she wanted me to buy her something when I'm out there. And then I looked at what the time was here in California. I was like, oh, it was like 3 a.m. Actually, I'm gonna just leave her alone. I'm not going. But there it was like 9 or something. You know, it was still a respectable time to be
Mm,
calling. You know? But yeah. So that was really the only thing that was different. I was on Instagram. I was liking pictures and shit. I was on YouTube as well too. I couldn't tell anything different, but I was going through a VPN, so that might have been.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't like just on their network naked like that. I don't know them niggas like that. I ain't trying.
No, no, I
Yeah,
respect that.
yeah,
I
yeah. Before
respect
we
that.
left,
Now, I'm definitely curious to see how what the algorithm would be
I'm sure
for
it's
them.
I'm sure it's different. I'm sure it's different. You know what I mean? Because their internet or whatever just comes up different when you do hop on it. Like, so I'm sure that their TikToks, their YouTubes and shit, you know what I mean? Their algorithm, all that is different. But no, I was on a VPN to stay, incognito and protected.
Okay. No, so the next time you go, yeah, I recommend testing out the field, even testing out your music, because like if like the way how we know over here, United States, where our algorithm, we push more bots than anything. So I was just curious, if they got a more natural, organic,
Okay, yeah, I see.
audience. Yeah, like I just want to see, would it be easier to bounce around your content than it would it be, over here in America?
I do know.
Like for
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
just to end it off, like for example, I just promoted somebody recently, and they in the UK, and they talk about they have the similar issues of United States. So it was really interesting to hear. Like, I was like, oh damn. So even if I would have like promote myself overseas, I might still have the same issues,
Same
like
bots.
trying to get seen. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So that were just something I was curious about. But go, what you was about to say?
I was gonna say as far as like ads go, depending on the country, it does like it costs more to run an ad there than it
Mm,
would here. Or similar. I don't know about Japan. I haven't added them yet. Right now, I've just been pumping ads to really like the U.S. To build that base. But I do know the U.K. Yeah, it's like the same price if you want to run an ad for Facebook or Google or YouTube that it is here in the
and we
States.
talk about recently.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, within like the last 2 years. I was running
Okay.
pretty heavy YouTube ads. I haven't done that I think in like a year or so because I've just been focused on like the Facebook ads. But if on the Facebook ads it's the same thing, I would imagine Google, which I think owns YouTube,
Mm,
is the same.
okay. Okay. No, that's understandable. Okay. Coming to the halfway mark, I have some talents for you that you might find intriguing to connect with. The first one that I'm gonna shout out to One Nation. Not only he an artist, but he's also a comic book slash manga author. He created his own black comic book with his own characters and stuff like that. The name of it is One Nation. But if you like to get connected, I can send you his information after the show.
Yeah, hey, you said One Nation.
Yeah, One Nation.
Yeah, you can tap us in.
Okay, but second person I would like to tap you in with, shout out to Jeremy. He's starting a series called Tap Room Live, where artists can perform in a small crowd, such as like within like a restaurant, etc. Um, you get a small perform in a small crowd. Uh, there would be, where people get to eat food, enjoy music, etc. He also will turn it into like a small like music video as well. So if you like to tap into what he got going on or stay tuned, I can definitely see you his information.
Yeah, yeah, same. I mean, if he out in Philly, I don't know how that gonna really work, but
Oh no,
'cause-
he's located in North Carolina, but I know he's working on expanding.
oh, okay, hell yeah, yeah, you can tap us in.
Okay, but let me see. Another artist, and so far all of them is artists as well, even though they do their own, their own separate thing.
Mm.
So Jeremy is also an artist as well. I would say more pop music. I would say, while One Nation is more a lyricist. I
When you
would
say
say
pop music, you mean like singing or like just popular?
singing.
Okay, oh, okay, that's dope though.
Um, when it
Get us a
comes
little
to
Bruno Mars record or some shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, he fell around there.
Uh,
When it comes to this this other talent. He's also an artist. He's more a folk artist, I would say. He got a kind of a nostalgic but powerful voice. Um, Something like the lead singer of like Nirvana. Um, but not only he's an artist, but he also got his podcast where he's something similar to this, but you get to sit down with another artist, chop it up. It's called Sound Sandwich Podcast. If that's something that you'd be intrigued, be part of,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can get you tap in with him. Okay, but and the last thing that I got for you, we recently started our own music label. Shout out to For You and Life Records. We create soundtracks for artists to appear on to take up a challenge around like themes and settings. Our first soundtrack is mixing horror with violent times. So basically romance with a bit of thriller. So if you'd be interested to know more or participate, or just get touch base with the producer, you can see that information after the show.
Yeah, yeah. You can send
All
that.
right, bet. All right, and giving you the opportunity when it comes to networking with other people, they get the chance to hear from you directly. When it comes to talent, who are you looking to network with? Expand your connections.
Just like in the industry, like or in general, or
Yeah, you get the call out. So like if you were to say like, hey, I'm looking for like editors or something like that, or
oh, okay, I see
reactors,
what you're saying.
people get to hear it directly from you.
Um, I'm always looking to collab with other artists. You know, if it makes sense to do a record, to do a project. I'm a rapper, so my lifeline is producers. So I'm always looking for stuff like that. Uh, that's really it. I mean, I'm also ready to collab on other things if it makes sense, whether it be editing myself or production or lending my voice to a record like that. I'm working on a few other projects now, but they're not really at the point where I can confidently say that I could use some voice actors or things like that on it. But yeah, I'm always looking to make music with other artists.
Okay, shout out to that. Are you looking for or are you open to like people to react to your music and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, I get my music
Okay,
out there. Yeah, yeah.
okay. No, I'm talking about like people that do that shit as like professional, like to react to like music and shit like that.
Yeah, reacting to the music. No, yeah, I understand what you're
Yeah,
saying because that's their audience is watching
yeah.
them and value their opinion, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You know, it's
Mm,
put my music out in front of people that I wouldn't have it out in front of before.
okay. And bringing this back to your music. I don't think I have gotten the chance to ask you yet. But you mind telling us a bit of your experience of performing live?
Yeah, it's something I like to do, even as a introvert. The It's kind of like a power trip, low key. That it's an intoxicating feeling because everyone is looking at you. I guess depending on your personality or how you handle that situation, that can be daunting or excuse me, even scary. But I remember when I was in like high school, I did theater, but I was like the clown type of nigga. Like uh, I would kind of remember my lines, but I would, for the most part, kind of wing it. And because I was so good at winging it, it would draw attention and be better than maybe it should have been or whatnot. And I would always kind of just skate like that. And that's when I figured out how I could control a crowd with charm and just my tone of voice and how I'm speaking and everything. And for me, at least, when I'm on a stage, it isn't, maybe there is, that's a damn lie. There definitely is a feeling of being nervous prior to that. Because even when I was in high school and doing that, I would be nervous prior to a performance and everything. But once I get on the stage, it's always been the same. It's like, all right, cool, we're here and we're back to business. So
Mm,
once I'm up there, the butterflies, the nervousness, I don't be drinking, I don't be smoking before I get on. Like if I know I'm performing, like I might obviously smoke earlier in the day and have a but an hour before, I'm probably cool. I need to chill. I need to leave me alone. I'm nervous. I'm sitting here. And then once I get on there, like it's really whatever. And I like that feeling of rapping the songs and the people knowing the words and interacting with the crowd because I like to joke around and shit. So I'm joking with them. We got merch in the back. I'm always pointing them towards the, you can do this, that, and the other. I've had different times where I've thrown out QR codes or whatnot just on the floor. It really doesn't matter. It's anywhere where people can see them so they can scan and get the music. Just it's a nice an interesting way to interact with your fan base. Is different because usually on Instagram it's like a screen between us, but there I'm like interacting with you. So it's a
Mm.
dope feeling, and I've been on that other side when you go to see your favorite artist, or even like just you go to some random club and there's somebody performing and you end up liking their shit. There's that vibe, that energy. You can't really replicate that anywhere else.
I respect that. And when it comes to performing live, what is your favorite? What's your favorite songs that you enjoy performing live compared to the audience, to the crowd favorite?
Um, I like doing hype songs and shit. My favorite hype song to perform is a song called Power Man. But it's because the hook is like, yeah, bitch, don't you dare worry about my pockets. And I just like, I like it. It's energetic. And then once you get people
Mm.
in there, they screaming, yeah, bitch, like hella loud too and everything. Also got this other record. It's not like even out. I just do it sometimes, but it's called Cold Gang Dressing. And I like to have the crowd like chant, like, go Mikey, get busy before I get it. And this is just another thing that brings the crowd into the thing and it gets them rocking and it gets me hyped up and everybody hyped up and just go from there. Also, my songs like that are like my tops on Spotify or Apple Music. I always do. Right now, my top is Got That. I haven't had a chance to perform that song, so I actually don't know how that would go if I were to perform that live. But Never Enough is another one that usually goes pretty hard when I do that. But I'm actually, now that I say that out loud, I'm interested to see how Got That would go performing that live because I've never done that one before and it's hot right now.
Mm. And what was the crowd favorite?
The crowd favorite is probably the Power Man. Yeah,
Okay. And your favorite is the Power Man as well?
they're all my children. I love them equally. You know.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean,
Well,
to perform, it's really whatever. It probably would be Never Enough. It's the one I'm notoriously bad at remembering my lyrics and shit. You know what I mean? And that's the one I know pretty fucking well from performing it the most. But that's why it helps when the crowd knows it as well. But yeah,
so uh do you like free ball it when you like performing live or
when you say free
like
ball,
how
what do, what do we mean? What do we mean?
so when it comes to you like remembering your lyrics and you performing it live and you forget it, do you like, you know, free
Oh,
ball
skip
it
on.
at that moment
You skip
or
on.
you skip over
Like
it?
so, what I do is I treat it like when I'm in the booth basically and I'm testing my levels, especially when I'm recording by myself, I'll have the verse and I've written it in my phone, so I kind of have it memorized, but I probably never said it out loud before. But I need to test my levels and I need to say it out loud. So I'll start rapping, and if the syllable doesn't fit or I slur over a word, I just skip it and just keep going. Say it in my mind, but also keep moving with my mouth,
Mm.
if that makes any fucking sense. But I'm doing that simultaneously to test the levels and to test the verse that, oh, maybe I do need to change this word or blah, 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 blah. So I do that same thing when I'm performing. I'll rap, and if I miss the word, chances are you're rapping it too. So you said it. You don't care
Mm.
because you're at the performance and the vibe, or you didn't hear it, so it's not really a big deal. If I mess up bad, if I like blah, 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 or whatever, or like call attention to it, it's just gonna make it worse. So if I'm saying
Mm.
whatever, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plane, but I fuck up the Spain part. The rain in I'm mainly on the plane. Like them niggas don't know. Maybe they thought I wanted them to say
Mm.
it, so I just keep it pushing. Yeah, them niggas. Yeah, if you call attention to it, you gonna fuck up. So and like I said,
Okay.
I be fucking up shit. Saying, and I've just learned that I'm not fucking Beyonce, nigga. I don't got the mic up here. I'm not, I'm not dancing and shit. Like I'm giving you a
Mm,
performance. You want to hear? You came here to see me perform. So let's have fun together. You. If you don't know the words, you
mm.
finna learn it with me. No one gives a fuck. That's
Okay.
what the hype
Shout
man
out.
for too, though. Or the DJ.
Shout out to. Okay. And giving you a moment to promote your you just released a new project, or you say you was working on releasing a new project, your album, correct?
I'm working on like a full length album right now, and I'm about to in the next month release like a EP. I already released it on my website through EvenBiz, where people could, pay for the project, pay what you want, a minimum of like $2. It's still running too if people were wanting to
Mm,
do that through the links in my bio. What I'm doing right now is releasing those songs from that project as singles on the DSP, Spotify, Apple Music, blah blah blah. And then once I got like the last song, or once the last song is coming out, I'll drop them all together as the project that like I said, released earlier to my dedicated fans that spent money with me. I mean, I'm getting
mm.
money off of streaming, but like I said, it's not like that much. But the people that have break bread and bought the album already, they already have it with like the extras, like the documentary that went with it and all that. So I would say by June, all of those should be out. But yeah, I've released How I Met Your Mother. That was the first single off of there. On the 27th, I'm releasing Effin' Loco, which is technically like the intro for the project, but I'm dropping that next. And then I got Game Boy and Pre Rolls are the last two singles that would come out, and then the whole project together. It sounds real complicated. The whole project together is called Forza Crowd. But like I said, my
Mm.
dedicated fan base already bought that shit back in like late December. I think is when I dropped that on my website, and now I'm just releasing those as singles.
Okay, I respect that. So, on this website where they buy the music is for your fans that would get early access to it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then you release it officially.
officially, yeah.
Certain. Okay.
Yeah, I did the same
All
thing
right.
with Chopsticks as a project. I released it, I think, like that February before. You know what I mean? Again, with behind the scenes stuff and extra songs and remixes or whatnot, and then I put it out officially on DSPs like I think late May or something like that later that year. And I'm doing the same thing except for as a crowd, it's part of a series. I had 2-pack, 3-piece. This is for as a crowd. Like this one, I'm just dropping as the singles and all together and shit.
Now, I like the way how you market. I like that. That's what's up.
It's easier to
Uh,
bite-sized pieces.
I fuck with it. Listen to your music. I like the. I listened to the latest two albums that's on. I think that was on your YouTube. Uh, correct me if I'm wrong. It was something leftovers.
Oh, great
That
leftovers.
album. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait, what was it?
Great leftovers.
You said Great Leftovers?
Yeah, it's like where the cover is pink with like food on there, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
Great Leftovers. I definitely was fucking with the song Cake Before Bed. That was
Yeah.
a banger.
I love making songs
Um
like that, bro. I love making songs like that. It's hella.
Mac and Cheese was a solid song.
Okay, yeah.
Uh just even like listening to your music, I see the potential in it, especially as a lyricist as well.
Oh,
Um
word, bro. You just call me a lyricist. I appreciate you. I
no
appreciate.
problem, is well deserved.
I
I see
appreciate.
you put you know, I see you put energy and into your lyricism. Um, just from like checking out your two albums. It was the
What was the other one
I
that you?
keep it, what the second song I mentioned.
Yeah, no. What was the other project that you had listened to?
I gotta remember it. Or maybe you would get it off the song that I would name. Bar Service. That song was on that project. I
Oh, the
fucked with that one.
Grooviest. Oh, the Grooviest.
Yeah,
Me in space and shit. Yeah, I
yeah.
need to. I
I
need
was
to
fucking
release
with
more like newer music on my YouTube. I have like a topic on there, but I don't know if all of my Like if you type my name, Michael D'Angelo, into YouTube, I know there's like a like how other artists have a topic or whatever the fuck they call it on there. It pops up, but I
Mm.
don't know if it has all of my shit on there. Yeah, I ain't looking
See,
at it.
see, and to be fair, I did ask to send me any link,
But
before that.
I was saying, bro, like like if you need to stream it, like it's right here, man. It's like in the.
uh,
I didn't know that you didn't have no like you don't have like Spotify or Apple Music, nothing like that.
oh no, no. I don't use Spotify, but I do use Apple Music. But when I was saw on your page, I just saw that you just recommended one YouTube joint. I didn't know there was like a separate YouTube. Like when I go on your
Oh,
page, you only recommend the one YouTube page. So I just assumed that all your music would be under that YouTube page.
yeah, no.
So that was my fault.
In the link there, there's like four of them G things, I think. And yeah,
What
one
is
is
a
the.
YouTube link on there?
If you go to link in my bio, probably
That's
not low
all.
key. Probably not, because I know I got. You can stream Chopsticks. You can stream How I Met Your Mother, the recent single, and then there's my website and some other shit. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was like, yeah, if you go to the link in my bio, all of the shit is excuse me right there.
Mm. No,
And
I
those.
was
Okay.
oh no, go finish.
Yeah, the shit on my YouTube, I got videos on there, and like there is newer music on there too that I've released, but it's like sporadically because it's YouTube. But there is a YouTube topic, like if you type in my name and shit in there.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If that was, I guess, the disconnect. It's like, yeah, if you just click the link in my bio, all of the shit that you need is right there.
Oh yeah, what I was saying was so the way I do it, like in the like 2 hours before we do the interview, wherever I like randomly click and go through, I would just do on my part to find whatever, I would find that would be intriguing for me to, bring up. But
Mm.
when I ask to send me anything that y'all would find important, that would just, to let me know to like to pay, extra attention to it or whatever and whatnot.
Oh, okay, I see. I
Um,
see.
while I'm like,
Oh
getting the
yeah,
information. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you
Uh,
listen to like some
but
old tracks though, but the fact that you
yeah.
fuck with them, like, cause I've progressed past those. Like Great Leftovers, is a bunch of like songs that were left over that I put together and shit.
Mm,
Conceptually,
okay.
I kind of strung it together like that. And then the Grooviest, that's like my first project, bro. So you listen to like I don't know how many projects in Great Leftovers is, but the Grooviest is like the first shit that I dropped like in 2017. Mm,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. So you definitely you went back and listened to the old shit, which I ain't mad at. No, my new shit hot too though.
So I'm pretty simple man. So to me, especially when I tap in with the artist for the first time, I always hit shuffle because like it doesn't matter where I started, it's gonna be a first time experience. So to
Yeah,
me,
you don't know the difference.
um,
Yeah.
yeah. But I will always say it's definitely cool to experience um like the artist catalog to see how y'all change or exploring or changing your style. So it's always intriguing for me to see that. I always enjoy that. So, if this is your older work, I can't, wait to see, what you got cooking up, new.
Yeah.
Because I
I would
definitely
say is
impressed.
my favorite project is Mama There Goes That Man, and I think that's like 2022. And I've dropped since then. I got Chopsticks and I got like singles out right now. But as far as a concept and sonically and everything, and I mixed that project. I mixed and mastered that project. I'm proud of that project. Mama There Goes That Man. I think that's like one of my best. I do my second is Great Leftovers though. I like that one. That one is like
Mm.
close to the chest because again, like I put a lot of effort into my shit, and those are older songs that I like Frankenstein together and like re-recorded verses and put other rappers on other shit and everything. But
I will say the new promo that you sent me, that was a banger. I like the edit.
Oh,
Um,
the yeah, I wasn't even sure if that went through, bro. Like it said, it sent, but then like we were
mm,
still sending messages, and like you hadn't gotten it yet. Like, and then it like told me 2 hours after we stopped talking that it had finally sent. I'm like, damn, bro. But this is fucking internet out here is trash. But yeah, man. I that's like I said, that's my director. We work like this when we be saying we Kobe and Shaq and shit. And I think the producer, I want to say the producer is from Philly, son. Either there or somewhere around that area. Because I've been trying to work with that cat
Okay.
for a cool last minute, Captain Supervillain, and he sent me the
Mm,
How I Met Your Mother beat, and then the shit that I sent you was effing loco. So that's the song that's gonna drop the end of this month.
okay. So from just that alone, if you talk about that's the level that you on right now, goddamn, that is hella impressive. And I would definitely say like what you got cooking up is from what I just seen from that trailer is definitely entertaining.
Mm.
Um, so I see you put a lot of love in your craft and everything, from the bars to the beats to the video, the music videos, and etc. So I definitely see potential in your craft, and I'm definitely curious to see where we go from here. Well, where you go from here. My
Hey, no, man, we stay tapped in, bro. You know what I'm saying?
bad. Yeah. No, no. Shout out to you. Let me see. To end this off with, when it comes to you know supporting you, how would you recommend for the audience to tap into support you?
Definitely going to my website, coldgangmusic.com. Sign up for my email list because Instagram don't always show you when I post or what I post or give you the information. So doing that is probably the best thing you could do. Following me on Spotify and what's it called, Apple Music, all of those, streaming my records,
Mm,
buying my merch. But if you don't want to do that, a like and a comment helps as well too on the social medias. D'Angelo the God on Instagram and the same on TikTok. D'Angelo Verse on YouTube. Following, liking those, checking out, sharing the stuff. Um, all very passive things that you could do to help your boy out. Stream the music. But yeah, to really tap in though, codegamemusic.com.
but and before you go, shout out anybody that you want to put on, and then drop a song out of your catalog you want the audience to tune into.
Ooh, bro, you should have gave me like a heads up. You just, uh, Shout out to all the artists out here in the Bay Area putting down work. You know what I'm saying? I'll be working closely with my boy H. Del Fresco. We got multiple records coming out. Producer DM, he from one of the Carolinas. I ain't showed up. That's my boy though. You know what I'm saying? We work a lot together. And shout out to myself because I've been hustling pretty hard here as of recently. As far as the song that
Definitely.
you should listen to, I mean, the obvious is the newest record that is out now, How I Met Your Mother, on all streaming
Mm.
sites. And the FN Loco drops the 27th. That's a Tuesday. We bringing back Tuesday releases, May 27th. FN Loco is coming out, but like some old school shit. Bag Chasing off of Mama There Goes That Man. That's not my favorite song on that project, but that song got a pretty good message on there. So Bag Chasing on Mama There Goes That Man, I think, what I'm saying? Anyone listening, watching, I think you fuck with that song.
Shout out to you. And shout out to you for coming on this show and giving our platform a chance. It was
I
definitely great to
appreciate
get
you for
you on
having me.
here. No
Appreciate you.
problem. We're definitely looking forward to your success. Coming